Well, hello. Let's turn this music down. Okay. All right. So, whoa, that sounds weird. I'm going to be working on reinstalling some things. Wish I knew why that sounded weird. It sounds really weird. Why does it sound that way? Does it sound okay on your end? Whoever's watching. Jaden, are you still here? I recently tore everything down as far as I uninstalled OBS. I uninstalled my StreamDeck. I unplugged my StreamDeck. I unplugged my Canon camera. I unplugged all kinds of stuff. And that is because I wanted to, hold on, checking. Just sounds weird. I don't know why it sounds weird. Anyway, I had to make sure I was not going to have any issues. I didn't want to have any issues with things going bad when I was EMCing the StreamYard Summit. And I've been having problems with it. So that's kind of one of the things I've been working on, fixing. So anyway, I've unplugged everything. I only needed the Sony camera, and I uninstalled OBS, which I have reinstalled. So I have it. And we're going to set it back up. I literally stripped it all down. So if you've watched any of my streams before, you've seen that I do the countdown, the transparent countdown. And yeah, so same thing, StreamDeck. I will say this. I love Elgato's products. right now I'm using the Wavelink or the Wave 3, Elgato Wave 3 microphone. And then I also am using the Wavelink application right now that I wish was easier to configure, but it's definitely tricky. So that's what we're doing though. So I'm going to work on getting some things installed, reinstalled. So I'm actually going to make a switch. I'm going to switch my screens because I'm going to be looking at my applications. And so I want to be looking towards you while I work on this stuff. So let me share my screen. We're going to start with OBS. So this is OBS. Hello, Valerie. Thank you for that, because literally, for whatever reason, it sounds kind of weird in my headphones right now. And I don't know if it's my headphones or I don't know what it is. It just doesn't, it sounds really funky. It sounds kind of hollow. So as long as it sounds good on your guys' end, then I feel pretty good about it. All right, so this is the OBS software that I'm going to be setting up. So I literally just installed it. So when I removed, so just so you know, let me back up. For those of you that really don't know what the hell I'm doing, I use StreamYard. So I'm using StreamYard to stream to you. I'm actually streaming in two places. I'm streaming to my Facebook group and I'm streaming to YouTube. And I'm not streaming to my Facebook page and where I normally do, just because this is one of those like experimental things. Like plenty of things I may or may not be able to figure out what I need to do here, right? I tinker a lot, but I think I'm gonna give this a shot. But I thought, well, I'll do it and I'll just go live and chat with some people while I work on it. And so that's my goal today. So, okay. Let me see here. I actually checking something really fast. Sorry. So this is definitely going to be one. It's not really like a total structured stream. It's just me hanging out, working on something and being live so that I can not feel totally by myself. And if you want to watch and follow along, if you want to multitask and listen, great. That's why I play music when I do these types of streams. I'm going to call a friend. I'm phoning a friend, texting really. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We're going to work on getting everything kind of set back up. I may even just get crazy and decide to set up. Well, hello, Robin. How's it going? Valerie says, do you use Ecamm as well? So Valerie, I actually am on a PC. So I don't use Ecamm. Ecamm is one of those kind of pretty sophisticated applications that you install on your computer. OBS is very similar. You install it on your computer. But I'm a PC girl, so I'm using OBS. Plus, OBS is free. It's kind of cool. But I'm using the virtual. I usually use the virtual camera. So I set up what I want to do in OBS, and then I use that to display what I want to display as far as me over in StreamYard by turning on the virtual camera. So basically, what I'm going to be working on today is trying to get this set back up. That's the goal for today's stream. Playing some music. I am playing Stream Beats by basically Harris Heller. Provides copyright-free music for all of us to use if we want. So I'm actually running this through Spotify, but I'm using, here's the Wavelink application that I'm currently using. I also uninstalled this. I've been having some issues with this application when I'm using my fancy microphone, which is actually this guy right here. But right now, it's the interface is turned off. So maybe I need to do that just in case it decides to try to pick up that mic. So I've got it muted. So this is where I'm pushing the music out. I can change the volume. And that's where we are. So hopefully that volume level sounds good for you guys. That's what we're doing. So I can also change the output of my mic that I'm currently using. So that's kind of what we got going on. I just reinstalled Wavelink and I just reinstalled the OBS platform. So literally when I uninstalled this, I stripped it down. Like I straight up stripped it down. So when you uninstall some applications, you can have an option of saving settings, and it will actually save a little log file on your computer with those settings. I stripped it all down. I literally was like, no, I want this thing off my computer, because I was actually having some really interesting issues. Shout out, James. Thank you. Appreciate it. Checking on my audio for me. So what was crazy was that I was having these crazy issues. In fact, let me pull up this picture for you guys, because this is what was happening. And some of you probably saw it. I made a funny face when I took this screenshot. This is what was happening. And for all I know, it's going to still do it. What was happening is when I would turn on the virtual camera and open up the StreamYard app, it would all of a sudden go. And so I'm like, what in the world? Like, it got wonky on me. So again, I couldn't risk this for the Level Up Summit last week that I did for StreamYard. So I had to make sure. I was like, I can't risk any of these issues. It's a huge event. There's 18,000 freaking people registered for this thing. And so I was the EMC, and so I could not risk that. And so basically what I did was I just stripped everything down. And so if you're ever, it is one of those things where all this fancy stuff is fun and it's awesome. And it's so cool, the things you can do. But again, sometimes things can get haywire, especially when we start configuring settings all the time, start adding things. Your computer maybe doesn't have the strength. It could be a cable. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I thought I'm going to just uninstall all this crap and then we're going to just start fresh. So today I reinstalled the Wavelink app. We're back at it, so I can play some music and all that. Hey, Johnny, what's up, my friend? And Don Moody says, had some issues with Wavelink, had to remove and delete the file and reinstall. How do you do how to do with the latest upgrade? Yeah, so Don, I started having issues with the latest upgrade as well. I honestly started having issues. It was more with my Shure, my XLR microphone. It was like, even though my wave would be muted, all of a sudden people said I had an echo. And I think it was like picking up the wave, even though I had it muted. I think it just, something really weird. And I posted in Lori Petrucci's Streamer Accelerator group. It's a membership. And I was like, hey, I'm having, first of all, what's with this pink and green crap? Second of all, I'm also having audio issues. And a lot of people were chiming in about them having some issues similar to what I was having. So I don't know. We're just going to give it a try again. So I've got it going now. I actually have my Focusrite totally turned off. So we shouldn't run into any problems. Here's what I will say. This microphone right here, this Elgato Wave 3, is an awesome microphone. It is awesome. It is the best USB microphone that I have ever used. It has an amazing internal pop filter. It has a clip guard, so if I'm like really loud or if I shout, it's actually not gonna, distort. It's such a good microphone. It's actually built by, they partnered with Lewitt. Lewitt makes amazing microphones. And I love this mic. I will always have this mic hooked up. I love the sound, the richness of my voice with my Shure microphone though, the MV7. I love it. And so I really, really, really want to be able to use that because I do think it sounds really good. This thing sounds great too, though. So, if I were talking to a finance person, they'd be like, you don't need both of those dang things. Save some money, right? Save some money. Yeah, Don says, yes, Wave 3 is the best I've had. So, okay, cool. All right, so let's see if we can dive in here. So here we are with OBS. I just installed it, so I haven't touched anything. The only thing I've touched are these audio sources. These automatically are added. I don't even know if I can remove those or not. If anybody knows, let me know. So here's what we're doing. When you have OBS set up, the way this works, this is your preview screen right here. And we don't have anything in here, so there's nothing to see. So right here, in fact, now that I know that this is going to cause a problem, so I'm probably going to have to turn on at least one of my USB microphones. So the scene, I always say, think of the scene as like when you go to a play or a musical, and you know how like they start out and then next thing you know, they might close the curtain and they move stuff around and then they open the curtain back up and it's like a whole different scene. It's like it started out with like in a city street and then they close the curtains and then the next scene is like inside a house, right? And so think of your scenes kind of like different sets on stage. And then the sources are like the characters and the elements. So like the furniture or, the lights. I mean, everything. Think of it that way. So like these scenes are different sets like on a stage. And then the sources are the different elements in that actual set. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Now, I know more about OBS than I used to when I first kind of got it, really clunkily got going with it. I know that I want to set up different scenes. For example, I want to have a scene that is like, hey, we'll be getting started here in a minute. And then another scene that is my transparent countdown where the countdown timer is going and I can be dancing in the background. So I want to make sure that I'm able to set up these different scenes. And what I know is that I want certain things in all scenes no matter what. So for example, there's that buy me a coffee alert that can come up. Well, I want that on all scenes because I don't want to be on a scene and somebody buys me a coffee online and because I'm in my behind the scenes camera scene or something that it doesn't show. So that's an example of like, there's certain things you might want on all your scenes. And if that's the case, then create your first scene. And then what we're going to do is instead of having to reconfigure everything, we're going to basically just copy the scene and then make the changes. That's how I'm planning to approach it this time. So we're going to start out. This is where I know it's probably not going to, it's going to be funky. Pretty sure I'm not going to be able to add so the video capture device is your webcam. Okay. So we're going to add that and we're going to call it Cam Link. Okay. Because it's whatever's going to be plugged into my Cam Link, which right now is my Sony. So it is going to register the Brio. Okay, good. So in case we have to do it, we'll do that. So the Cam Link, it may or may not work because I'm currently, oh, look what it just did. Look what it just did. Look what just happened. And here we are. Anybody got any ideas of what the hell? It's an OBS issue. This definitely confirms for me that this is an OBS thing. So why is it doing that? Like, why does it do that? That's what I want to know. That's what's crazy. So that's what it's this funky thing. Like once I actually went to set that up, I think it has something to do with the fact that it's two programs are trying to use it at the same time. But what's crazy is it didn't used to do this. So when I first started using OBS virtual camera, I didn't have this problem. The only other time in the past that I saw this happen, was when I actually started, I purchased Minicam. So Minicam is kind of like an OBS or an Ecamm. And it's like modern day poltergeist. Yeah, it's pretty freaky, isn't it? I'm not loving it. I think I can fix it here in just a sec. But what's crazy is it did this with Minicam. There was one time, it's actually when I was joining Luria's stream. I think it was the very first time I ever joined her stream on Live Streaming Pros. It was doing this, and I was like, oh man. So I was like, I know what it is. Give me about 5 minutes. And I legit went and uninstalled Minicam. I uninstalled that crap, and it was fine. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple of months, this has started to happen, and it's been happening more and more. Really strange. So very, very strange. I'm pretty sure my friend James is Googling the crap out of this right now. I'm like guaranteeing it that he is up in the Googles, up in the forums, and he is like, WTF, grainy, weird video, OBS, virtual camera, cam link. He is trying to figure. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I just wonder if it has any, if there's something in, is there anything in here maybe, that should be different? Like maybe I need to be changing a setting in here when it comes to this stuff. I've never done any of this. So custom. Okay, great. Custom. Well, where do I change it? Oh, right there. Okay. No, there's nothing there. Video format. See, I thought I could make modifications. I don't know. See, again, configure video. That's not really anything we really care about, right? Nothing there. Strange, y'all. Strange. All right. Cancel. Now, bear with me. Because I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to refresh StreamYard. So I'm going to go away for a second. I'm going to come right back. So I'm going to go away, but I'm going to come right back because I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. What's up, Cynthia? Seriously, it's crazy, isn't it? Cynthia, what do you use? I forget. Are you just all up in StreamYard, or are you using something else? I was thinking you used OBS too. All right. I'm going to refresh StreamYard. So I am going to go away, but I will be right back. I'm hoping that it fixes the camera. So I'll be right back. And just like that. So I refreshed and we're back. So here's what we're going to do. For the sake of this, man, this is disappointing. The reason this is disappointing is because until I can get this figured out, I won't be able to do my transparent countdowns. Yeah. So Cynthia says, right now, just StreamYard, but trying to get OBS to work with guests. The struggle is real. Cynthia, why not use StreamYard for your guests? Why use OBS? That's my question. What is StreamYard not able to do that you're trying to accomplish with OBS? I'm assuming you're trying to use NDI. I too have not yet. I have yet to dabble in that. But if it's for guests and things, then I would think that you'd want to use StreamYard, unless you're trying to do like really fancy transitions and some other things too, that are maybe just a little bit limited. Again, StreamYard is so great. Love it, love it, love it, love it. But if it lets you do really, really cool. I told you he was up in the Googles. So, James, do you want to come on and do you want to join me and we'll work on this live? Do you want to? Say yes if you want to. I'll send you a link to join. If not, that's fine too. If you haven't done your hair and makeup and everything, But so the thing is that, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I love StreamYard because it lets you go get really fancy with easy functionality. But if you want to get super fancy, you do have to kind of look at some other things. Yeah, so she's wanting to do those animations, animated backgrounds with frames and a ticker. Yeah. You can do, okay, James, I'll send you a link, my friend. You can do, hold on, let me send James a link so he can join me and we're going to get this figured out. This is going to be crazy. This is the thing. It's a hangout session, Chris. We're hanging out, figuring stuff up. Okay, let me see. DM. Get my buddy James over here. All right, so I'm going to actually pause our music because if James comes up in here, it's going to be a little too much audio. Okay, so let me see. All right, so here's, you could totally, did you know you can do animated backgrounds in StreamYard? You can, you totally can, but they have to be a GIF, has to be a GIF, and it has to be under that 3 megabyte. So that is definitely a limitation. I will show you. So, oops, I lost my screen share. So this is what you can see. I'll share my screen again. So there you go. You got an animated background going on there. So you certainly can, you know. Chris says, I could use help with creating a StreamYard banner. Chris, you just go to banners and say, add banner, sister. It's really easy. Unless you're talking about an overlay, like a custom overlay, which is a little different. There you go. Here's an example of the animated background. Now, I will tell you, backgrounds show up when you have guests on screen with you, or when you're sharing your screen, or when you're not on screen at all, right? So if I remove that and then I say remove from stream, there you go. So that's the animated background. So the animated backgrounds really only come into play when you have this view, or in a moment you'll see with James, a James view, right? And I hear the ding. That guy.
What in the world is going on here?
Hello, Mr. Hicks.
Who's that guy? I heard a ding somewhere, and I was like, where did it come from? I'm like,
I know, right? I know. Okay. So yeah.
Screens going all the time.
Yeah, so we were just
MDH. What's good?
What's going on, James? How are you, my friend?
Oh shit! Hold on, I got echo. Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Get those headphones in.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. There we go. I had to mute. I had you going in multiple screens there. I've got MDH all over the place.
You got your techie all over the place. Okay, I knew. I literally was like, I guarantee James is up in the Googles.
What the hell? Output.
What you got? Do you have? I'm about to change my headphones, by the way.
Speakers.
The reason I got my big goofy,
almost like I've never done this before, huh? God.
Yeah, like what's going on? All right, hold on.
See, my mind is right now on the UPS truck because the Sony ZV E10 is showing up.
Coming today?
Yeah. It's like 5 stops away, so I can't focus.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you might have to jump off to get it. Hold on.
I will. So I just sent you an email with what I think may be your OBS issue.
Okay, wait. What'd you say now?
I just sent you an email with what I think may be your OBS issue.
All right, I gotta open my email then. I had it closed. No distractions. While I'm opening that, Chris, literally, girl, you gotta tinker. StreamYard is easy. You just gotta start clicking buttons. So go to the banners. You are going to, when you create the banner, there's gonna be a little checkbox underneath that banner, and it says scroll across bottom, ticker. And if you checkbox it, then it will make that banner a ticker. So there's how you do that. Okay, I gotta open this up. James Hicks. All right. Let me open this all the way.
Long story short, I think it's a video resolution problem.
Oh,
all right.
My Lord.
A lot of folks are having the same problem with like Teams and with Zoom. But changing the resolution within OBS seems to be a quick hack or kind of a fix to the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I will open up. I've got OBS open. All right. I'm opening it up. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Do you know what I need to do?
Yeah. So
okay.
I'll walk you through it. I'm doing this on top of my head. It's been so long since I've been in OBS, but video settings, and then there should be an output resolution.
All right. Hold on a second. I got to switch these screens up. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we are. This is OBS. So am I going to settings over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then there should be videos. like output resolution. There should be something to change that to like 1920.
Yeah, why is it only 720? That
Yeah,
shouldn't have been that way.
and like 30 frames or something like that. Whatever, but something decent.
We want 60 frames per second.
Well, you fancy,
Well,
you got
yeah.
that. You've got that good internet.
Well, that's what. Okay. Well, this might be what's causing the problem. Is that's what my camera is set to do right now.
Yes.
My
Then
camera's
there it is.
output is set to do this resolution at 60 frames per second.
That's the issue.
So,
That's
okay.
A issue. Yeah, that's a issue then. Yeah.
So I wonder what happened there, because I wonder if it happened when, you know how OBS did an update. I updated OBS, and that might be when something broke. I wonder if that setting reverted to the 720 at 30 frames per
Probably.
second.
Because again, the expectation isn't that everyone has 1 gig of internet coming into their house, right? So you're definitely part of the minority that not everyone has that high speed.
Right.
We would love it to, but so they try to make it general for the
Yeah.
majority of the population. Yeah.
Well, that is crazy. That's got to be what it is, because that would make sense. Because it is always when I have both things go, it's like it does something wonky. And I did read that it was a settings issue. Like it was probably a settings on my camera. And I'm like, I haven't changed any settings on my camera.
Yeah. That's
Okay. Well,
more than likely what's going on.
Well, that's kind of fun. You don't. So you're an Ecamm guy, and
I am?
right?
I'm all over the place.
You use a lot of
Remember,
stuff.
I got StreamYard going. I got Ecamm going. I got Restream. I'm keeping the economy going.
Yeah, but here's the real thing. You have
Yeah.
this new Sony EV10 showing up today.
Yes, it's around the corner. I can't think straight right now. But yes.
Are you okay? Are you gonna do like an unboxing?
No,
What?
I am so lame. So many people have done or do unboxings and ask me to do them. I'm the weirdest dude. I will get it and open it up and then like, oh, I probably should have showed everyone what I got.
So here's what's kind of cool, actually. So here's how I am about unboxing.
Yeah.
When I get my new stuff, I'm like ready to go. I don't want to
I don't
like
have time.
film a perfect, take the knife and open it up and like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, give me that shiz.
Yeah.
Let me open it. Let's go. And that's probably.
I got all the angles, right? I mean, I can do that too if I wanted to.
Yeah, you do.
I got cameras all over the place. Where's my little other angle at? I don't even know.
You guys, I gotta tell you, ooh, look at
So
that.
here's my make sure let me see what's on the desk here. This would be my unboxing area right here. Oh, hey, look, check it out. But look, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna do it.
All right. So you got, yeah, and you've got the, I mean, you're like, so you guys, I gotta tell you something funny about James.
I'm just that guy.
So James and I have become super fast friends, as I like to say. I always joke around and say, like, you're like practically like my work husband now.
I've said it too. Hey,
It's true. You guys, like
I'm
James,
texted Mel and like.
it's legit, you guys.
We want to. Yeah, I'm like 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how I'm texting Mel.
He's 3 hours behind me. Literally today, I'm like, James, I need a new chair. Like, let's talk chairs. Like, we just like, first of all, we're not a good combination for each other. I think that we probably spend more money.
Keep the economy going.
It's funny because I was showing James, I was showing James these desks. All of a sudden I saw this desk the other day and I'm like, oh my God, look at that thing. It's got like 3 monitors built in. It's like a $3,000 setup. And I sent it to him. And then of course, then I start getting ads for desks and stuff. And there was one and I was like, that cable management though, like you couldn't see, you saw like 2 wires on this thing. And he's like, it's fake. Ain't nobody that good. And I sent him a picture of the back of my desk.
Don't show everybody what you got. We want to keep the illusion and the allure.
Oh, it's smoke and mirrors, y'all. So I showed him the back of my desk. I sent him a picture, and what then proceeded to happen was, I'm pretty sure I had tears in my eyes. I was laughing so hard because then I was like texting him like, quit, you're zooming in, aren't you? Quit looking at it. And then there's this like scrappy like extension cord hanging on the side. And I was literally texting like, you love the extension cord. And I couldn't even like get the text typed. And he sends me a zoom in of that.
Sure enough. That first thing that I saw was like, what in the world am I looking? Is this an old Walmart brown extension cord?
So funny. I mean, I was like, I literally had tears in my eyes. Like I was laughing so hard. And of course, James is like all clean and like his stuff's all organized.
Well,
And he's
it
got
took
like
me a
his
few extra
grays and
minutes
his.
because I put my, my wire um, containers on them just to make sure it was even extra clean before I sent you my
So
kit.
I bought like a whole kit. Like I bought a big kit. It's got
Yeah.
like everything and it is in the closet. It's like I told James, you guys, here's the thing. When you're ready to like do the cable management, it feels so such a commitment. Like you
Yeah.
need to be like committed to where your stuff is because it's such a process to do it. And if you're going to move anything around, you're going to have to undo like, so I'm like, well, I don't really know yet. Cause I'm thinking about getting a new monitor. I'm thinking about, stuff. But I actually, the other day when I like stripped everything down for the summit, I ended up, things got into it. I was like, I kind of like where things are right now. So I think I may go ahead and do like a half cable management thing.
All right.
But it literally is sick.
Well, remember, if you go with a standing desk, you got to get extra long cables in,
and that's
right?
it.
Because you're not
That's where
always
I'm
sitting
at.
standing, so you got to take care of that. And
I've made that mistake before. I've done the whole like, let's stand the desk up, and you go, zzz, and all of a sudden stuff starts falling, pulling. Your light goes off the table.
I bought more XLR cables in the past couple of months. It's not good.
It's really funny. Hey, so our girl Cynthia, she was saying earlier that she's a StreamYard user. She has a really cool channel, by the way, like some neat stuff. But she also, she brings on guests and things too. She's kind of wanting to take things to that next level to be able to basically, like add stingers and different transitions and do some things that she's ready to kind of maybe go just a step past StreamYard. And she wants to be able to have this experience with guests. And I know how NDI works. Do you have a good resource you can share that would help Cynthia do this kind of research that she needs to do to figure out like how to do something like that? I'm gonna let you marinate on that. We gotta give a shout out to Eileen. Eileen is here as well. Hello, Eileen. Thanks for joining us.
Eileen in the building. Let me sit up straight. Hold on. I know. MBH and Miss Eileen. Oh, hold on. Let me act like I got some home training.
Oh, come on. Come on now. Now, while you're doing that, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm going to, while you're doing that, I'm gonna try to get back to what we were doing. I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna see if it gets wonky on us again.
And
that's what I'm gonna check.
Oh my God. So I'm checking out Purgatory Paranormal of New York. I will take a look at the channel. Send me an email, right? James@hicksnewmedia.com, and I'll get you some information on NDI setups and WebM and things of that nature, what you can do, especially using tools like maybe Place It or Nerd or Die, just to see templates for different types of stingers, different types of webcam overlays and things of that nature. But if you've got Canva, oh my gosh, look at Mel. Oh, Jesus.
Did it again. Go on. Keep going.
No, because I'm thrown off now.
I'm sorry, I threw you off.
Like, you keep from Poltergeist.
I think so. Cynthia, I believe, uses Canva. I know that. I'm pretty sure she uses Canva.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. So where I was going, that's very distracting. Now I can't continue with you looking like the kid inside the TV.
There you go.
Poltergeist.
There you go.
So I would say tools like Place It, Envato Elements, Nerd or Die. You can go to those locations and find kind of templates and ideas. But if you've got Canva, and especially if you've got Canva Pro, you can actually build a lot of those environments, a lot of those assets yourself. You can convert those to WebM as well. So if you want those stingers to actually have audio, that's one of the main benefits of WebM, right? They're a lot smaller in size than MP4s or MOV files, and they also allow you to have the sound in them as well. So send me an email, james@hicksnewmedia.com, and then I'll walk you through some ideas that I have and some particular tools like the new deck NDI. Make sure you're using NDI 5.0 because there's been some advancements in that and works irregardless StreamYard, OBS, Ecamm, Zoom, Teams, all of that stuff. So we can get you hooked up.
Very cool. Yeah, I actually I think it'd be NDI. Just explain for the folks in the room that like also me. Tell us how that NDI technology works. Just like talk to us like we're in first grade. I was gonna say like a second grader, but a second grader probably already knows what NDI is.
Already knows that, right?
Right.
Essentially, it is a network connected device, right? So you've got everyone's got their phone and they want to show different angles, right? They've got maybe their main DSLR or their mirrorless camera using as their primary face camera, but you want to show a different angle, or you want to show another web page or something of that. You can connect via NDI through a network device via IP connection or through a Wi-Fi connection with something like NewDeck's NDI 5.0. Have your phone actually show that image or show that screen, and you can bring on multiple environments. You can have multiple NDI cameras, and that actually takes up less resources, to be honest with you, than having an HDMI connected camera. So heck, I've got 3 cameras connected to this view right here, and that's taking a ton of resources off of my machine. If I just came in via NDI, it would actually be less bottlenecking, or that's not a good word, but less troublesome on my system, to be honest with you, just to bring that particular environment, because it's less resource restrictive, because again, it's coming off of the network as opposed to coming in through copper or coming in through NDI or coming into that anything of that nature. So
interesting. I didn't realize that it actually, I mean, it makes sense why it would be a less of a resource drain on the actual like the hardware, the computer. Yeah. But it probably does require really strong internet. Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, again, there are certain things. You just think about it. If you've got multiple people in your house and you're literally streaming YouTube, streaming Netflix, streaming Hulu, whatever the case may be, if you're only on Wi-Fi, that's a bad thing for one. So we go down that path as well. But if you're only on Wi-Fi, you're not going to want to have a lot of resources coming into your stream. You're not going to want to have a whole bunch of cameras, a whole bunch of other web pages open and things like that. If you can be hardwired, goodness, that's the way to go. And there are simple solutions to do that. You don't necessarily always have to have that Ethernet port going right into your wall. You can get the adapters from the Xfinities and the Comcast, whoever your cable connector provider is. But yeah, it's definitely less resource restrictive by coming in NDI, as long as you have a good internet connection.
Yeah, interesting. I know, like when you were on my show, you were using NDI. I remember you did give us a little tour of your desk because you used your phone basically, and it was like you did it like that. It was like you didn't have to be like, oh, let me open this app so I can do this. Like it was like boom, and I thought that was really cool. I liked that about it, but I also liked that you're able to do it with the phone and like be wireless essentially, like to the tour, right? So that's definitely pretty cool. So yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. So how are you getting the ticker on your screen? Yes, that is StreamYard. So I'm using that ticker at the bottom, Cynthia, that's right inside the StreamYard studio. Right now, the only thing we're using is StreamYard. So James joined as a guest right through the link. I basically DM'd him an invite link right here. So he's joined us right here in StreamYard. So everything you're seeing is 100% StreamYard. The only thing I'll say that is maybe a little flashy is that my audio is, I'm using the Wavelink application right now, but I did turn the music off when I brought James on, so I was able to stream the music. I'm not using any hardware for that. I'm using that Wavelink application. My goal for today, which I may have to just, I'm going to get this figured out. I don't care. Either way, I'm going to get this figured out. Because one of the other things I want to...
I'm not done searching the phone.
Oh, I know. I'm like, I know you're going to get back on the Google.
You got me scratching the old man's beard here.
Well, here's what I did. I did close OBS. I closed OBS.
Yeah.
Because when we made that adjustment, I didn't close it. So maybe OBS needs to restart. I don't think it would be the case, but we can always try that. The next thing I'm probably thinking I'll check is I will look at my settings on my Sony and make sure something didn't happen where they got changed. But I have a feeling it's definitely something's out of sync with the settings, and that's what's creating the problem. Yeah. I do know that I read that it has to do with when you are using 2 applications and they're trying to pull from the camera. But again, I've done this a million times and it was not a problem. So it's kind of, again, something has changed that's making something get funky. So
I think
sure.
Yeah, it's an OBS thing. I really doubt it's your camera. It's definitely in the way the config is going. So
yeah, I'm thinking so too. But I appreciate you. I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing, including maybe continuing to Google that. I don't know. I'm going to keep figuring it out.
I am on the clock for you, my friend.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. You know what? The other thing I'm going to do, James, is back to my StreamDeck. So I was having some issues with the StreamDeck too, which again, I kind of feel like it was an OBS. I think there's something wrong with OBS, or that was wrong. So again, I just wanted to strip everything down. But I also know that there's a way, especially with the Wavelink app, because, Elgato makes the Stream Deck and Elgato makes this wavelength. I saw somewhere, and I haven't done any research on it, I don't think I would really need to, where I can actually program some sound effects on my Stream Deck.
Yes.
And so I basically would make Stream Deck an audio source in my wavelength as my sound effects channel. And so I think, if I'm not mistaken, I can download some sound effects from like Epidemic Sound, and then I can program those to my Stream Deck, and I can just push a button if I want like applause or something.
True.
Very much like a Rodecaster Pro works.
Exactly.
Essentially.
That's I think I have that. I took. Let's see. Did you hear that?
No, but it's probably because what's your audio input for us today?
Oh, you know what? I have.
You're probably just.
No, you know what? I
your
took
mic.
them. I've still got the key, but I took them all out of the Stream Deck and put them in the Rodecaster. So,
got it.
what you just said, you can do.
Yeah. So I'm excited to kind of. That was one thing I was going to try to figure out and play around with today too. So my Addie is at volleyball practice, but then she's staying after for the 7th and 8th grade game. So Mama's got a little extra time to play around with some things. So yeah.
You make that trip to IKEA.
Seriously, I thought about it, but I was like, ooh, I can't get back quite in time. So that might be a trip this weekend. Although, pro tip, everybody, go to IKEA in the middle of the day during the week. It's glorious. It's glorious. There's nobody there. The only people there are like stay-at-home moms that are like fine, and just serious IKEA people. It's like a whole different experience. It's pretty amazing. I gotta admit. But James, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, I'll see you soon. Bye. Awesome. Okay, so interesting. I'm gonna try this again. All right, so let me reconfigure. Okay, Robin, I'm going to answer your question real quick. So in regards to lighting, oh my gosh, there you go. All I did was open it because it's still set up. So let me delete my source. Let me show you guys what I'm doing so you can see what I'm doing here. So I still have the cam link on here, so I'm going to delete it. Remove, yes. Okay, now I'm going to close OBS again. All right, now here's what I did earlier to fix my camera quickly without having to refresh. I actually just changed my camera to the Brio and then right back to the cam link, and we're back in business. Good Lord. What's up, Billy? How's it going, my friend? All right, so Robin, tips for lighting. So she said, any tips for someone who streams from their basement? I always thought brighter is better. But both of your backgrounds are darker. I love the look of your background and your lighting. All right, so let me explain this. So the reason why I'm able to have a bit of the darkness going on now, right now, oh, hey, Andy, welcome, and thank you for subscribing. Good to see you. We're just doing kind of a random stream here today. So, all right, so the reason I'm able to go with this darker scene and these lights show up the way they do. So, for example, actually, let me show you the difference because this is my Sony. So I'm using a Sony a6100 camera. I'm using an HDMI cable out of that camera, and it's going into a CamLink capture card. That CamLink capture card allows that HDMI signal to get converted to a USB signal, which goes into the computer. I mean, it looks like this, okay? This is what it looks like. So in the back, all right, it goes in the female side, it goes in, that's HDMI. But then the part that goes into the computer, the male side, that's a USB. And so that converts the HDMI signal from the camera to a USB signal, which then allows my computer to recognize the HDMI signal as a webcam. So with the camera that James is literally probably walking outside right now picking up is a new camera that came out on the market by Sony. It's a ZV-10. That actually has both options. It has a USB out that will plug right into your computer, and boom, that camera will be recognized as a webcam. But then you also have the option to do the scenario that I said. You are going to get better quality from a color standpoint and resolution, and also just it's a smoother look. It's kind of choppy when you use the other one. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm also using a Sigma 16 milliliter lens with which goes all the way down to a 1.6 f-stop. That f-stop is why we have a blurry background. Okay, that is why we have a blurry background. If you're just using a webcam, you're going to see a whole different look when it comes to the colors as well as the lighting, because a webcam requires quite a bit of light in order for the quality to come out. A webcam, if you have a dark setting, it's going to do that auto white balance, it's going to do that auto kind of adjustment, and you're not going to get the same kind of look. So for example, let me move this webcam over. So I have a webcam plugged in right now, actually. I have a Logitech Brio plugged in. So this is what the Brio looks like. So you can see the colors look very different, right? It's not bad. I mean, it's okay. Maybe it might need a quick wipe because I touched it. That's the thing about our little, see, and here's one thing I'll say about the Brio. So sometimes it doesn't look as sharp as it should. This is a $200 webcam, okay? You don't have to buy a $200 webcam, but depending on the kind of webcam, and I will tell you this, if you're using a built-in webcam on a laptop, the quality is probably going to be even lower. The colors you're not going to get the brightness of colors. But look at the difference between the colors and everything else. I have my curtains open, actually, because it is a crazy gorgeous day. I should be outside. I shouldn't be in here. But it's crazy gorgeous out. I like to use those, but you are going to need lighting. You're going to need good lights. But if you want that darker look, you are going to need a higher end camera that can handle a low light environment. Webcams do not handle low light very well at all. They just don't. So that is definitely something to keep in mind for sure. Billy says, I'm thinking about getting the new webcam from Elgato. So that is another $200 webcam. Let me go back. Let me go back to fancy. Get back to fancy. That is a $200 webcam, the Elgato webcam. Billy, if that's here's what I tell people. If you're going to spend $200 on a webcam, I need it to be because that's as far as you want to take it. That's where you want to go with. You don't want to deal with the fancy stuff. You don't want to deal with capture cards and all those things. A USB webcam has beauty in the fact that you plug that thing in and it's going to work. It's going to be very reliable. You are not going to have issues. You're not going to have this weird thing going on that I've got going on. If you are just like, hey, I don't need all that. I don't need all that stuff. I want to be here and this is where I want to stay. Then yeah, invest in a really good webcam. Okay. I think Dell just came out with a webcam as well. I have not checked it out. I should have asked James when he was here because he works for Dell. But I think Dell just came out with one. But the reason that the challenge I have with the $200 webcam is that you can't upgrade it. You can't make any upgrades to it. You can't buy that and then say, I'm going to use it for this, and then I'm going to change it. I'm going to add this. I'm going to use it for these things too. What I like about buying a DSLR camera, a mirrorless camera, which by the way, you guys, a Sony A5100, a Sony A6, there are awesome used cameras on the market that you can get for $400, $500. So it's a little bit more. And then, you buy the capture card and you're at another $100. You can use that for vlogging. You can use that to create really great videos. You can use it for a higher end setup. But if you don't want to deal with all the stuff, then yeah, go ahead and invest in a really good webcam. But if you are thinking about, hey, this is what I need today, but someday I want what Mel has, then don't make that investment. Because that's $200 you can contribute towards that better camera down the road. Right? The only caveat to that is unless you want to have a setup like what James showed and what I do sometimes, which we kind of have a couple more cameras behind the scenes. Those spare webcams are great for that, right? So that would be my thought when it comes to that. Okay. Yeah, Billy, definitely there's a lot of reviews out there for that new StreamCam by Elgato for sure. Okay, so Andy's got a question. He says, with StreamYard, can you do a 4-square layout, like 4 participants on the same stream? Yes, you absolutely can. In fact, when you have 4 people, it balances you out. When you have 3, I wish that that's a good idea. I wish that StreamYard would actually do a diagram that shows you. When you have 3 people, you have 2 people up top and then 1 person down here in the middle. And then whatever your background is set to is what will be shown. But when you have 4, it basically balances you, puts you all 4 here. Now, there's a couple different layout options you have with StreamYard. But yeah, you can have 10 with the professional StreamYard professional plan. You can have 10 people on screen at once, actually. With the let me look that up. With the basic plan, look that up really fast because I can never remember this. Let me check this out real quick. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Okay, basic plan or professional plan, you can have 10 people on screen. With the free plan, you can have 6 people on screen. which super awesome that they actually have that included in the free plan. So 6 people is your max with the free plan, Alex or Andy, and then 10 people with basic or professional. So yeah, I think 6 is the free plan. Yeah. So I think it used to be you had to have the basic plan to have 6 people. I think you could have 1 person on screen first in the free plan, but they changed it. So yeah, I didn't either. So Cynthia's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, I think they changed it. I think that's what it used to be. So there you go. Yeah, and it will rearrange the screen based on how many people you have on screen. Super fun stuff. Okay, let me see. All right, so here's the deal. Let's get back to today's objective. So we're running into some problems with our situation. I'm going to put my music back on now that my good friend James, my buddy, is no longer on with me. So what we're trying to accomplish today was I'm gonna open OBS right now. Okay, so here we go. Now what was happening is when I added the camera source, it got wonky. I'm gonna try this one more time, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna move on with my OBS setup, and I'm just not gonna set up the cam link capture card. So we're just going to give this a try. Video capture device. I'm going to call it Cam Link. By the way, in the very beginning of this video, if you're just not joining, I actually kind of gave a quick little like, hey, here's what OBS, here's what the setup is. Here's how I look at it. So we're going to set that there. I'm going to select my Cam Link 4K. Oh, and there it went. Soon as it registered, it did it. Soon as it registered, it did it. It went to this crazy thing. So we definitely have some interesting, I'm checking. Yeah, okay. We definitely have it's an OBS issue. I guarantee James is not going to sleep until he gets this figured out. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to delete that source from OBS. And then I'm going to change my camera. I'm going to do what I did a minute ago. Go to Brio. And then go back to Cam Link. All right. So here's what we're going to do instead. So I'm going to set up the Brio. Video capture. Brio. And the Brio is here. It's selected. So we're just going to check a couple of things here. You can actually make adjustments in OBS to your camera settings if you want to. But honestly, like that's an area where it gets a little out of my league, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously saturation, like if I'm going to make some adjustments there, it looks like I can't make adjustments actually. Oh no, there it goes. So there you go, brightness. So you're seeing there that it's making some adjustments. You can also, looks like, set things to auto. We're just going to leave it as it is. So looking at these settings here, I don't think there's really anything else to do. Capture audio, we don't want to, I don't know what the hell that is. All right, so it put me in the corner. So this is what would be in my scene, but I want to be full screen when I'm looking at this particular setup. So I'm going to resize myself, get me all the way in, and I'm going to move myself. It is a really crappy resolution. There's something to be said there. Video. I'm just checking a couple things. Output. Video bitrate. These are the things that I wonder when James comes back, he's gonna tell me it's something in here. I don't really know. But okay, let's cancel that. That looks like crap. It really does look bad. So, but it is what it is. Okay, so we have a Brio set up there. The other thing that we want to set up is a media source. Actually, if I'm remembering correctly, the way that... I want to mute these audio sources because I don't like to have any issues or risks there. Now, if I were using OBS to record videos, which I use OBS to record my videos when I create like a YouTube video, and you do want audio to work because it is going to capture audio, but I'm not pushing out this audio to the stream. So I always like to just mute it so I don't accidentally have any issues there. That's just the way I do it. All right, so there's the first scene. This is the Brio by itself. Now, if I wanted to add something fancy like an overlay, then I would want to add an image source. Okay, so I don't really use OBS for this feature because I just use StreamYard. It's just as easy, and I love my overlays in StreamYard. But if you were wanting to do something like that, you could. The other thing that you can do is you can add text, you know, add things to it. But I'm basically going to show you guys how I set up my scene for that transparent countdown timer. Dawn, do you know what it is? Because I've wondered that. Do you know what that setting is? Because I have actually, I know there are like all kinds of shortcuts and things, because I know that when I add my cam link, it's always like zoomed in. It's huge. So if you know what that is, let me know. All right. So here's the other thing we're going to do. We're going to create a scene for countdown timer. All right. So now we're on a new scene. So these are the scenes. When you click on them, it changes things around. You can add tons of sources to a scene. So like a lot of times, I'll get into it in a second. Like, again, you can add the overlays, you can add whatever you want. And then when you click on each thing, it'll change it. Okay, so this is the thing. What you're seeing here as far as like if I were to say camera and then like an overlay and then like a ticker, like an animated ticker, that's exactly what StreamYard does. It just makes it way easier. All right, it just makes it way easier. I should be looking here because that's the big screen. Okay, but we're going to do the countdown timer now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a media source. Okay, so I'm actually going to not add a video source. We want a media source, which is like, as you can see here, it looks like a little video. Now, if I wanted to do an image, it would be image, right? So we're going to do media source. And I'm going to call this 5-minute countdown. And I'm click OK. And then it's going to tell me to locate the file. And then you're also going to see, so then I'm going to find the file, but then you're also going to see some settings here, right? Some settings, close file when inactive, show nothing when playback ends, which is the way I have it started, the way I have it set. But you can also put it on loop. So if you had a short video of something and you wanted it to loop, then that's what you'd want to make sure you selected loop, okay? Okay, so we're going to find the file. I literally... I think it's in Stream Graphics. There we go. 5-minute countdown. So click OK. And there's the countdown. And so we can do the same thing. We can resize this if we want to, right? We can change the settings of this thing in the scene. So I could be here. I could start here. And when I go to the scene, it restarts the timer. When it's the only thing showing up, you can also pause it and do some other things. But what we need to do is, I think it was a filter. And it was no, how do we do this? Chad showed me this. We worked on this together. I think it's actually... Nope, that's not it either. I gotta figure out how to make it transparent. Don, do you know how to make it transparent? My other OBS person. Okay, so here's one of the things though. I wanted the countdown timer in here, right? So I set it up as its own scene, but I have my Brio as my main scene. Like here we are. You can also inside this scene that we have. Okay, let me rename this, right? I'm gonna call it demo. All right, so demo scene. So the countdown timer is a scene of its own. I can add things like text, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add text to this. And we're going to type in starting in. Okay. And we can change our font if we want to something else. Like there's all the fonts you have installed on your computer. If you want to, make it bold, change the size, whatever. So we have that, and we can transform it to, uppercase, whatnot. We can change the color of it. We can change the opacity of it. So if you notice, if I do this, it becomes transparent, right? But I'm going to keep it full. And then this is where you can change some other things too. We're going to make it centered inside that box, even though it's like full. So click OK. And now I can actually resize it and move it, right? Which, let's do this. Let's make it black. Whoops. I'm going to change it to black. Oops, was that? Looks like it already was black. but it's not. Oh, background color. Whoops. All right, hold on. Color, black. Okay. I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. So now it's black. Okay, cool. So then we go here and we're going to stick it right there. Okay. So that's, you know, because if we want that there, that's not what I had designed in my Canva timer that I made, and we can move it around. All right. So now we have that. So let's go back to the Brio. And then we can actually add a scene as well to our I'm sorry, we can add a scene inside of a scene. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna click scene, and here are our scenes. Existing countdown timer. And there it is. Now what you'll notice here is I can rearrange the order. I can also hide it. So I can hide it, right? Like that. And every time you do that, it is going to restart the timer when you start it back. That's just the way it's set up right now. But I can also rearrange it. So right now the timer's underneath the video source. So, oh, I just totally resized that. Here we go. So there it is. See, that's where it is. So again, these are layers. That's why we moved it. So that's why it's like that. So I'm gonna go back to me full screen. Now, if I go to countdown timer, the scene, actually, I think I do it in here. Countdown timer. There's a place where I can set the transparency, and that's what I need to find. This is what my friend Chad helped me with one time. And I gotta remember how I did it. I gotta remember how we did it. Transform. Oh, there. Okay, so Don, actually, this is what he said. Also, when you add a source, you can go to transform and then fit to screen. And that's going to, you can center it. That's good to know. That's actually really helpful, to be honest with you. Okay, so I'm looking for the transparency. I actually feel like it is. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. There are so many things in OBS that I've not even like touched. Not even touched. I know there's a way though. I already had that open. Why did I do that again? I don't think it's, I do not think, I know it's here. It's in this. Let's open it this way. Speed. Okay. We don't care about that. Let's open up the Googles. Let's open up the Googles. How do you make a scene transparent in OBS? That is not what I was asking. Transparency. This is, I don't know what it's telling me. This is where I looked earlier. Alpha channel. That's definitely not it. What was that, set to 85? Start tinkering with things and you get all screwed up. That's not what we want. Pick screen color. Oh, we don't want that either. Okay, let's get out of here before we break something. I thought that would be where it was too. Okay, I'm reading the Googles right now. Robin, I'm glad that this is entertaining. Here's the thing. Anyone can be a techie. You have to be able to be okay with tinkering. That is truly what it boils down to is you got to be cool with tinkering. So like I am tinkering. Like this is actually the only thing that's got me bothered right now is the fact that literally I'm like, okay, I'm trying to find something and I'm live, right? And so it's like, oh, hopefully you guys aren't like totally annoyed at the fact that I can't figure this out. But I know it's easy because my Chad, he showed me how to do it one time and it was like so fast. So I don't want a video. How do I make an OBS overlay transparent? I don't want the, oh, well, let's just check that out. Because it's kind of like an overlay. Higher alpha, less transparency, right? Okay, so the alpha channel, that's why I thought it was at first. I'm reading out loud, y'all. I'm reading out loud. That's not what we want either. You know what happens? Sometimes we just gotta like ping people and ask for help. I'm gonna ping Chad right now. Let me turn my music up for y'all. How's that? Hey, it's Cosmin! Hold on. I haven't seen you in forever, my friend. Okay, Cosmin. I'm trying to make this countdown timer in here in the scene. Whoa, why did it go away? What happened? Okay, what in the heck? Oh, I think I messed it up. Okay, hold on. Cosmin, hold on. I'm fixing this. Okay. I'm trying to... So what I did is I've got the countdown timer in its own scene, and then I added it right in here. So it's on top of the Brio, and I want to make it transparent. That's what I'm trying to do, is I want to make this countdown timer transparent. And I cannot find the dang setting. So Chad, my friend Chad helped me do this. And yeah, so I can't find it. You changed your profile picture too, by the way. So I was actually literally getting ready to ping him. Do you know how to do that, Cosmin? Do you know how to make this whole thing transparent? Because I literally couldn't figure it out. And I feel like it's going to be in one of these things. I thought it was a filter. Chroma key, color correction, color key, render, sharpen, color correction, color key. Those don't sound right. I was thinking it was a filter though. So, because what happened was Cosmin, I uninstalled all of it. I uninstalled everything and then basically am trying to get things set back up. And so I thought, well, I'll just do it live. Show people how we do it. And now the one thing I'm trying to figure out, I can't figure out. Try color correction. Okay. Color correction. Oh, look at this. This is definitely opacity. There it is. See? Everybody, this is why you have friends. There it is. It's the opacity right there. So it is in transform. So if you guys see, oh, let me go big here. If you guys see what's happening here. So here's the setting. So we added a filter, and that color correction filter is what we're selecting, and the opacity, okay, which is right here. So for 100%, it's going to be full, but we're going to minimize it. And if you see what's happening here, excuse me, then you can see me behind it, right? My camera source is able to be seen behind it now. And so pick kind of where you want it to be, and there it is. And so then now we're going to select close, and there it is. So we applied a filter to this scene. Now, if we go to the countdown timer itself, it looks like it applied it to that scene too. So it's actually applied to the full scene. So Cosmin saves the day, right? Saves the day. Appreciate it. So now we have that. So we've got our back to our, so this would be like the countdown. Hey, right? But if you noticed that starting in that I put that text on the actual scene here, well, it's also transparent. So I really don't love that, right? So we're going to remove that. Okay, we're moving that. But then if we go to demo, right, back to demo, we can actually add text to this as well. And so we can do it again. Cosmin, will that take the purple away? If you, so are you saying the purple? So what he's saying is another, and I know there's like so many things you can do. He says if you want just the countdown, you can take the background, you can make the background green and apply chroma key in OBS to take the green away. Got it. Now I think you can also customize the chroma key if I'm not mistaken. Let's, yes, he says yes. So that is actually something I haven't tried before. Let's give that a shot. Let's go back to here. Filters. Let's try this. We're just going to make it go all the way. Let's add another filter to this. Chroma key. I'm just going to do that. And then color type. Okay, so it's custom. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I think I know what this, I can use my web picker and we can get really close to it. All right, so I just copied the hex code. So we'll see if this works. Oh, didn't paste it. Hold on. Maybe I didn't copy it. Copy. And then paste. What in the world? Okay. Cosmin, I'm kind of liking what I like where you're going with this. 761 FBE. All right, there's my purple. Okay. Well, it took the whole thing away. So it took it all away. It took it all away. So something there. Not that interesting. Huh. Okay. He's on to something, though. I do know that that's what a lot of people use. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So do you use OBS for your countdown and then turn off OBS Virtual Cam and go to StreamYard? So for me personally, I wouldn't. So normally what I do, Cynthia, when this was set up correctly, what I would do is I'm all virtual camera. And I stay virtual camera the whole time. And when I'm in StreamYard, I am just full screen. Like it's my webcam, but in my webcam is selected, it is the OBS virtual camera. And so whatever I'm displaying over here is what you see because I am full screen to that webcam. Now that works, but the reason I stick with it and I keep the OBS virtual camera is in order to be able to have my other cameras, like when I switch, like you've seen me do those shows where I have, the other cameras and I basically use it so I can do a switcher. Interestingly enough, Andy's asking, do you use an A10 Mini? I don't use an A10 Mini. It's something I've thought about getting, but it's also something it's a piece of hardware that's been around a while. And I've heard good and bad things about it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard a lot of bad things about it. I know that Elgato now has the extra, they have the capture card that you can plug in two cameras into. Seems intriguing. I know a lot of the A10 Mini I hear is awesome. And I've also been told, I know that everything I'm trying to do with the OBS, you can do with the A10 Mini, including the transparent countdown. But Andy, you're new here. So you're new here. I was saying, and I'm scrappy. So I like to try to figure out the entry-level versions of things, but also the budget-friendly versions of things so that we can get used to this. And then when we have that money or when we're ready, then you get to advance up. The A10 Mini is definitely an item that I've been wanting to explore and maybe consider getting. And it would definitely do all these things and make it awesome. Cynthia says, but how does that work once you bring on a guest? Like when James came on, my issue when I tried it, viewers can't hear my guest. So if you're using OBS virtual camera, okay, it's only going to affect your webcam so when you enter, so Cynthia, you're streaming with OBS and you're using the OBS virtual camera. So when you go into StreamYard and you say select webcam, you would select OBS virtual camera. That is only going to affect you, right? When you bring on a guest, that should have nothing to do with your guest or their audio. Because when you're in StreamYard and you select your speaker, you are going to select however you are listening to your guest. So I have my headphones that are plugged into my Elgato Wave 3. So when James came on, my speaker that I selected in StreamYard was the Elgato Wave 3. Right now, I'm listening to the music. Also, I can hear the music through the same place. That's where my headphones are plugged into. So if you couldn't hear your guest, it could be that you didn't have the right speaker selected. As far as OBS goes and just using OBS and not StreamYard, I have no idea. I really am not I can't help you with that. I don't know. But with guests, you should. I used to do it all the time. I still used my OBS virtual camera, and then I would use StreamYard and I have my guests come on and I can change I could do the whole camera switching and all that stuff using OBS, but StreamYard is controlling the whole thing. OBS is only controlling my webcam output. So like when I go to this, okay, the little me over here, that is your main webcam. This is a screen share. That's your main webcam. So if I was using OBS virtual camera and I was screen sharing and that is the only thing that would change, is when I change something with OBS. Same thing goes for when you have a guest. Yeah, you'll have to try it again. I definitely think that, okay, so you could hear your guests, but your viewers could not. That's interesting. That's definitely something quirky. I don't know. It's Cynthia, if you ever want to try to test it, definitely, I would be happy to test it with you, for sure. Andy says, I have the A10 Mini and use the A10 Mini Pro ISO at work. The A10 Minis are great to switch between people on set, but a slight disconnect with people remotely. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So Andy, what is it you do, my friend? What is it you do? Oh, so Cosmin, the chroma key. I'll show you what we did. So here's what happened with the chroma key. So let's go back in to filters. Oh man, what am I doing here? Transform, right? No. What? Didn't it say filters there before? Oh my God, it's right in front of me. Okay, chroma key. We did the chroma key and, oh, it's because I'm sorry, hold on. It restarted my countdown timer. It should start. Let me do this. That's really strange. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Okay, hold on. It did this a second ago. Clunky. I'm clunky with OBS, everybody. I'm clunky. I only know enough to be dangerous. Why is it? I thought when I did that last time it fixed it. It's really strange. It should be there. Studio mode. Sometimes that fixes it. No. Why isn't it showing up? All right. All right. Hold on. It's all working. When in doubt, do it again. When in doubt, do it again, right? Let's pick a 10-minute countdown. Change it. All right. What is going on? It's broken. All right, hold on. It might be because of the filters. I'm deleting this. Because that's what happened before. Okay, so let's start over. Now we have Cosmin here hanging out with us. Okay. All right, so filter, chroma key. We need a custom one. And the purple is 761 FBE. So when I click OK, it takes the whole thing away. That's what happened. So, Cosmin, do you know what the problem is there? Do you know why I did that? Andy says, we produce a podcast. We usually with a few guests. We want to go live and have people ask questions in front of different platforms simultaneously, looking at StreamYard to help out with that. Yeah. Hey, so here's what's cool. So, Andy, next week, actually, my friend Crystal Prophet and I, we are actually going to be on the Ask StreamYard show. So I host that show, and we are doing that show together next week because she's a podcast person, and we're going to be talking about that. Here's what I would say. Let me see here. Looking at StreamYard to help with that, we want to go live and have people ask questions in from different platforms simultaneously. So what you're trying to do, I think, Andy, is you want to be able to say, you want to kind of have a live call-in show, it sounds like. So you want to record the podcast, but you want to be able to use StreamYard and have people be on screen and have them jump in and like ask the questions. And basically you're doing a live recording of a podcast. You are streaming it, right? Live, but then you're recording it and then you use that, you repurpose that audio for a podcast. You 100% can use StreamYard for that. In fact, I think it's awesome. And just so you know, when you do that, you can export the audio. So after you go live, you can export the audio right from StreamYard. It'll export the MP3 file. And right now you can export the different audio files from each guest. Pretty awesome from post-production standpoint. So Andy, go to melaniediane.com/StreamYard. Sign up for StreamYard on one of those links. And I'm a StreamYard partner, and it gets you a 14-day trial for the professional plan. So check that out. You can go to, oops. Yeah, there you go. There's your link. It's not a link. You can't click that. melaniediane.com/StreamYard. Sign up with any of those links, and that's going to get you that 14-day free trial for the professional plan, which is going to allow you to export that audio. So you could definitely you can have up to 10 guests on screen. You can have custom overlays, custom stuff. So awesome. So many cool things. Okay, let's go back to Cosmin. He says, I think the first slider is for how much chroma key you apply to the countdown. The first slider? This one? This one right here? Oh! Cosmin, you're so stinking smart. Look at that. Oh, that is cool. Okay, I like that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Okay. That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. Look at you. You're hired. You're hired, Cosmin. You are hired. Okay, I like it. So there we go. Now, that doesn't... Cosmin, while I have you, let me show you the other issue we've been experiencing, which is the whole reason I uninstalled OBS in the first place. All right? So let's go back to full mode. Oh, why did it break? Oh, there we go. All right. Here we are. Cosmin, what I was trying to do is... So I'm using my cam link in StreamYard right now. And this is something that's been happening. Make sure James didn't... Yeah. So I'm going to try to add the cam link source, and you watch my little webcam. Watch my little webcam over here in StreamYard. It'll get all wonky as soon as I go to add it. You guys watch. It won't do it because Cosmin's here. All right, cam link. Watch. And I go here and we select cam link. Bzz, there it went. Bzz, see? What is up with that? So James did some Googling. What James did, he did some Googling, and what he saw is that it's possibly a settings issue. So he was saying your video settings, this was actually right here, was set to only 720, and this was set to 30 frames per second, which that's not what my camera is set to. And so we thought, ooh, that's the problem. So we fixed it. We went back to 1080 and then 60 frames per second. Maybe it needs to be 59.94. I never understand that. Like, what's up with that? So yeah, do you have any other ideas, Cosmin, about why that's happening? What will fix it is I have to delete it. Hello, Ariana. What's up? I have to, let's see. I'm actually going to see if I'm actually curious if it fixes it. Brio. Well, that was annoying. Sorry about that. So yeah, what ended up happening was, okay, that didn't work. When I tried to select the Brio that time, because the Brio was active in OBS, it didn't let me select it in StreamYard. So then what StreamYard did is it deactivated everything. It basically removed me from the stream, including my audio and my video. But I was still streaming the screen share, which was me over here on OBS. Hold on, I gotta share it again. So I had to reset the stream real fast. So yeah, it was me over here, but there was nothing, no audio, anything. So Cosmin, any ideas about what's going on there with that? Curious what your thoughts are. So what I did is I removed the cam link source again. So yeah, that's basically what we did. Very, very quirky issue that I'm dealing with right now. My next thing to check will be the settings on my camera, making sure something didn't change on my settings on my camera. But this is a new thing. This was not a problem before. It happens almost every time now when I am trying to use OBS with StreamYard. What's happening is it seems to happen when both applications are trying to connect to the cam link at the same time. So for example, if I'm set up, if I open up StreamYard, if OBS is set up first and then I open up StreamYard and it tries to grab the cam link, it does that thing and it makes it all weird. In fact, the way it looks today is actually not how it normally looks. Normally it looks like it was looking like this. It was this green and pink thing, but look, if you look where I got all these like versions of me in there. So that's what it was doing. Yeah, he says, try to connect the cam link in OBS first. So that's kind of what I had first. That's the setup I had before, but it was like, it was really, it created some instability, big time. So I was hoping to troubleshoot what the problem is, but looks like we're going to be struggling with that one today, but that's okay. We're getting places. What I learned from Cosmin, which was so freaking cool, is how to use the chroma key function for that transparent countdown. So that is super slick. I like that. That makes me want to design a different timer that makes me want to design a different timer so that the timer is not, that the circle is not white and that the timer is of color. That's what I'm going to be doing next, I think. That's the next try with that. Super, super cool though. Way fun. Thank you. Cosmin, you saved the day a little bit on that one too with the whole now I know how to do the transparency and now this chroma key thing, which is really, really slick. Also allows me to brainstorm some interesting ways to create some other types of transparent video overlays. So super cool stuff. You can always learn one thing and apply it to something else. That's actually one of the things I love about playing around with all this stuff in the tech. So the other thing I was going to try to do today, what time is it? 10 till 5. I got a little bit of time. The other thing I was going to try to do today is I wanted to reinstall my StreamDeck. So I'm actually going to close OBS because even though I was going to try to basically set that up, even the StreamDeck keys, we're not going to do that today. So StreamDeck, which is this awesome thing right there. I've tried to replicate the LSP countdown and that's exactly what I was thinking is you can do some really cool stuff. So this is my StreamDeck. I uninstalled this and I unplugged it. Again, I did all this. I stripped everything down last week because I have been having some weird issues with some of my applications and I've been having some audio issues and you know what? I was kind of just like, you know what? I really don't want to have any risks. I don't want to have any problems because I was the EMC for the StreamYard Level Up Summit. And so I unplugged all the cameras except for my main camera. I did leave my Brio plugged in case I had an issue and I needed it. And then I unplugged everything except for the microphone that I was using, which was, I did use my Shure microphone. So I uninstalled Wavelink, I installed OBS, I uninstalled the StreamDeck software, I unplugged it all as well. So today I have plugged it back in and we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna reinstall the StreamDeck software, but what I wanted to configure today is I wanted to figure out how to configure sound effects. That's actually something I was trying to try. So Cosmin, no worries about your English, my friend. It's okay. Everybody has typos. I typo all the time. I always get typos. Ariana said, I thought it was Tuesday. Nope. I'm just hanging out, playing around with stuff. I got a little bit of time before I got to run and get Addie. So I thought I'd just try figuring some new things out. Oh, she's calling me. I better take this phone call. Hold on. Oh, the kiddo. She needs money. She's going to figure it out. Typos are my trademark. That's hilarious. Robin's Egg Blue Creations. Why do I always get that backwards? She's here, up in the house. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to try to set up this StreamDeck, but I'm going to take a quick break. So I will be right back. I'll be back in like just a minute. I'm not ending the stream. I'm going to be right back. So do I have a be right back screen? Ooh, not on this one. Let me switch my brand. Pretty sure I have one right here. Oh, wow, I don't. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Oops. I just about made a massive, I just about turned the stream off. Gotta watch what you're doing, Simmons. You gotta watch what you're doing. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this overlay up and I'm going to be right back. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back in about 3 minutes. I might be going to make a quick cocktail and then I'll be back. But I also I literally need water because I'm about to I keep getting that tickle in my throat. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install the StreamDeck and we're gonna see if we can configure sound effects. I'm excited about this. So that's what we're gonna try. So give me your ideas about sound effects that you think should be included in a stream, like applause or I always want a foghorn one, bong, when something silly happens, to hit that and be able to hit the foghorn. So give me some ideas in the comments about what ideas you guys have for sound effects while I go make that quick cocktail, and I'll be right back in about 3 minutes or so. So I'll be right back. Actually, I'll leave the music playing for you guys. Well, that song's kind of weird. Okay, let me see here. Switch it back up. You never know what you're going to get with the... Some of these songs are good, and then some of them are a little bit intense. Okay, so we're good. All right. A gong is a really good idea. I like that. A gong is a good one. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let me get the application ready to install. Check, check. Okay, good. I was like, wait, you guys can't hear me, right? Okay. All right, so here we go. So I've got the downloads ready. No, I do not. Okay, well, let's just show you this too then. All right, hold on. Getting there. Some of you stuck around to hang out with me, which is awesome. Okay, so we're going to go to the Elgato StreamDeck website. All right. Open. Open, 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 open. Everyone gets the name backwards. I think I always say Robin's Blue Egg Creations. What is up with that? Pretty sure I always do that. There we go. Gosh, that took a while. Here's the Stream Deck. It's a beaut. It's a beaut. I love Elgato's branding, by the way. I love the rich blue and their packaging. I always say those sexy blue boxes. It's really good quality packaging. It's kind of like Apple packaging. I kind of like it. Okay, so move that over. There we go. So I can see better. Okay. So here's what we got to do. I have the Stream Deck. It is plugged in. So I need to download it. So I'm going to go to downloads. I'm in the Stream Deck or Elgato. Here's that face cam that right here that Billy was talking about earlier. I don't know if Billy's still watching. Probably not. But I'm going to go down to Stream Deck. I have the Stream Deck XL. So that is the one I have. I have the larger one. And we are going to download that for Windows. Maybe. Oh. Now we can download. It's going to tell us which version we've got. Okay, great. Download the dang thing, right? I always put my downloads in the download folder. Makes it easy to find stuff. Okay, so we can actually close that. Hide my messy desktop stuff. There we go. It's actually not that bad. It's been worse. Stream Deck. All right, we're going to install it. So we're going to go to next. And we're going to say yes, of course, to the license user agreement. And we're going to click 80,000 times to say yes. We're going to say yes. Gosh. And it's going to install. And just like that, it finished. Okay, so here's what's kind of interesting. When I uninstalled OBS, it stripped everything out. When I just reinstalled the Stream Deck, all the old settings are still there. So I'm actually, because none of these scenes exist. These are all OBS scenes. So this is what the Stream Deck looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like. Like literally, if you look at my Stream Deck and you look at that, that is what it looks like. So it's showing me, and if you watch, when I change the folder or profile, it not only changes it on screen, but it changes it on the actual Stream Deck, okay? So what you see here is what I see on my Stream Deck. You can customize the icons. You can do some really cool things. These are shortcuts. That's essentially what these are. These are shortcut buttons. And what's really cool is that you have all these different, you can use this for Zoom. You can use this for, this is crazy. There's actually, you can create text shortcuts. So like if you're in admin or if you're like, doing a lot of data entry and you have to enter a lot of the same information a lot, maybe you're in support and you work a call center or any of this, you can actually program common responses into your Stream Deck where you literally have this open and you click inside the window and you hit the button and it'll autofill the text. What? So it's not just for gamers or streamers or whatever. You can use this for all kinds of stuff. I have not even scratched the surface with the best way to use this thing. But what I've used it in the past for, before my OBS got wonky on me, was that I was using it I would hit, these are the buttons I would hit to switch my scenes so that I would go from the countdown timer intro. Oh, I am back. I should probably turn that banner off, right? There you go. So I was using it for like that, which is what you see here, right? That's what these buttons are. So the dance party, that's what the start screen was, that animated start screen that was like, hey, we'll get started soon. And then dance party it went to the scene with the countdown timer. And then cam link was just my cam link. Brio was just my Brio. Canon was basically my other camera. And then that behind the scenes, which was my Logitech. So, and I customized these little icons. And if you looked at them on, I don't know if they'll show up or not. Hold on. Let me see if, okay, hold on. I'm going to try this without looking like an idiot. All right. Do you see how they're animated? How cool is that? All those are little GIFs that I designed in Canva. And so when you go, I'm not going to do it because I think it may freeze on me because it's like, wait a minute, these things don't exist anymore because the links between these buttons and what the functionality used to be is now broken. So anyway, you can customize the icons, and the icons can be animated GIFs, and that's what those are. And I remember how freaking proud I was when I did that. I'm just going to say. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to create a new profile. All right. And we click on the buttons. This is how we configure things. We drag over from over here. But what I want to do, okay, you know what we need to do first? Let me back up. We need to go to Epidemic Sound. So I use Epidemic Sound. It's a subscription service. It's what I use for my streaming music as well. Oh, thanks. Am I not logged in? I'm logged in. All right, sound effects. All right. So we can I'm time to mute the Spotify. And let me make sure this is going to work for you. So, sure did. Okay. All right, good. I just wanted to make sure you could hear this audio from here. So if you're new, by the way, if you're just joining us, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm getting ready to try to program some sound effects with my StreamDeck. I just reinstalled the software, and we're going to find some sound effects, and I'm going to download them. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to program these buttons where I hit a button and it plays a sound effect. So what sound effect ideas do you guys have? So if you're just joining, that's what we're working on right now. So, Robin's Egg Blue Creations, I want to make sure, is your name Robin? Can I just make sure your name is Robin? Because I kind of have this thing where I like to keep track of people's names. So Purgatory Paranormal of New York, she just went home, right? She just went home. Her name is Cynthia. I know that her name is Cynthia because she joins all the time and hangs out. Sometimes, and I like to write people's names down until I can memorize them. So Landlord Advocate sometimes joins. His name is Matt. Griffo Productions, his name is Anthony. So Robin, I just want to make sure. Is it Robin? Is that your name? But you guys, we are in the presence of greatness. If you guys are not following Nika Stewart, it's okay. You can just go follow her right now, subscribe to her channel, and then come right back here. Get right back here, though. Don't go down the rabbit hole of her amazing freaking stuff. Nika, what is up, girlfriend? What is up? Okay, explosive applause. Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you. My antivirus protection has expired. Appreciate you. Okay, that's a good idea. Bell's announcement, the school secretary Bell's announcement from Greece. Yeah. Okay, Robin. Yeah. Okay. School's out for summer. So if this were Nika, she would actually sing that and sound really good. So I'm just saying. It's Nika. My favorite thing I've ever seen you do, by the way, was the whole, it's phone week. It's Lita in phone week. That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. All right. Nobody else knows what that is, but it's fine. Nika knows. Okay. Let's get back on track, because sometimes the squirrels, they come after me. Let me take a sip of my cocktail, which, by the way, what I'm drinking tonight is the Mel drink. So I invented this drink, and here's what it is. It is vodka with a little water, some really good grapefruit juice, not like the sour, weird stuff you get. Like the best grapefruit juice you can get for this drink is from the big jug of Dole grapefruit that's like peeled and it's like you can eat it. All that juice that's in there, that's what goes in here. Now, the trick is those things are like freaking $10 for a thing. I use that. We eat it. We eat some of it. We use the juice. And then I juice the rest of the grapefruit and I get more juice out of it. It definitely gets you your $10 that you need. But it's that. But the trick is that little green thing. That is a basil leaf. Yeah, love me some fresh herbs. So the basil leaf is what makes that drink what it is, in my opinion. Nika, don't tease me. Do not tease me. Do not tease me with that. Yes, I'm going to need you to make me a theme song. Scrappy, not crappy. It's got to have something to do with scrappy, right? Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Let's work on these sound effects. So let's find some sound effects. So a gong was one of them. So we're going to search gong. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on. Sound effects. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Go back to me, sound effects. Browse sound effects. Okay, it's the same damn thing. Okay, who cares? All right, so here's what we got. Let's find some sound effects. Gong. That was so Robin had that idea first. So I guarantee we're gonna have 80,000 gong ideas. What is a Chinese gong versus a digital gong? All right, let's listen. That was terrible. What is? Oh, those are not gongs. Are you guys feeling the way I'm feeling right now? Hold on. Gong. Okay, now we're talking, right? Now we're talking. John Pullum is here, everybody. What is up? A Mel theme song, right? Oh my God. James Hicks can do background vocals. Is this the Gong Show? What is going on, my friends? All right, we're finding sound effects. So, okay, that one was pretty good. I need it to be kind of short. No. We're not going to spend too much time on this. Small hit. Oh, okay, so I can look at, again, this is Epidemic Sound. Let's look, I want to find a short one. Distortion. You guys, what is that? Like, I don't even, somebody just tell me, how is that a gong sound? Gong, no hit, gong, small, low. No, I kind of liked that earlier one. Hold on. This one. No, it was this one. Okay. I think this is a good one. Gong, but not forgotten, right? Okay. Is this the one we like? Do we like this? Ooh, short gong. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just search. You have Audacity, can't you cut? Oh, Cosmin. That's actually pretty smart. But Cosmin, I don't got time for that. He says, you have Audacity, can't you cut the sound? I totally could edit the sound. I really could, but I don't want to mess with that. I almost said something I shouldn't say. Short gong. Let's try it. Let's try short gong really fast. Short gong. And we get nothing. Wah. Again, this is when I would want the foghorn. Wah, wah, right? How would you spell that? How would you spell that, by the way, everybody? I kind of like this one. So let's go with this one. So we're going to download the song or gong. Actually, I'm going to add it. I'm sorry. I'm going to add this to. Oh, no, I didn't want that. Sound effects. Come on. There we go. Sound effects. Okay. And then let's find, what was the other one? Somebody, school's out, like the bell, right? Wah, wah. Nika, you should just record some stuff for me. I think you should record some stuff. And we could have some fun with that. Okay, so let's go back to sound effects. So by the way, just so you guys all know, like this is, again, Epidemic Sound. There's all this crazy things in here. Bells, sports. John, there's your bell ding, my friend. Sad trumpet. Oops, I didn't mean to click that again. Is that super loud for you guys? Hold on. I want to do that. Church bells. Hold on. No, it's not that loud for you guys. It's just really loud in my headphones for some reason. Maybe it is loud for you guys. Jeopardy waiting music. Ooh, okay. Okay, sad trombone. Okay, you guys are coming up. Okay, here we go. Sad trombone. Am I spelling that right? Yeah. It felt weird. Okay. Why would that not? Oh my God. Is that, did I Sad trombone. Nothing. Oh my goodness. Trombone. Okay, here we go. Trombones. Clearly, we don't know our trombone terminology. What's a swell? Okay. That sounded almost the same. Stab. Ooh. Swell. Scales. Swell. Short. That sounds like a toot. No. Oh, that's getting close to a sad trombone, don't you think? Don't you guys think? Is it legal to play that? Probably not legal to play the Jeopardy song, but it would be way fun, right? My brother could have recorded the best sad trombone sound. He was fine deaf, tone deaf or fine deaf, and horrible. That's funny. Oh, that's actually pretty funny. Okay, let me see. Okay, sad. I thought they called the sad wah-wah sound sad trombone. Come on, Epidemic. I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay. Let me see. Sad trumpet. Let's try sad trumpet. Hold on. Let me save one of these. Okay. I kind of like that. We're actually going to add that one. So, okay. Sound effects. Got that. That's a good one, right? Tone deaf. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, sister. Typos were your, weren't they? Didn't you say they were your, what was it you said? Middle, I forget. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So Nika likes that one too. All right, sad trumpet. Is that how you spell trumpet? Oh! I think that's it. Is Nika, is that what you were kind of going for? Oops. Because I think that's part of what I think that's actually like exactly what we were talking about. All right, let's find some more. Okay. All right, let's find a few more. Okay, hold on. Go back to sound effects. Come on, Mel. Get you. So here's what's interesting. So we have all these crazy things. So like props, right? So like coffee cup, stamp self-inking, chalkboard. Okay, lots of stuff, right? Soda can. Ooh, that sounds refreshing. Cocktail. Because I'm drinking a cocktail, so come on, type it. What was that? All right, cocktail glass. Okay, I don't know what these people... Oh, look at this, you guys. Okay, that is not happening. Lava lamp. Cosmo, not like your style, my friend. I don't know what in the world would show up for that, but let's just give it a shot. You never know. Nothing. Dang. Come on, Epidemic Sound. Okay. All right, let me find something fun. Okay, whoosh. I like the whooshes. Whoa. Now that's kind of fun. These are super fun if you're like creating those transitions or those stingers, right? So, but that's not quite what we're going for. That was a Molotov cocktail where the people set the bottle on fire and throw it into a building or something. Oh. Okay, that's starting to make more sense. Thank you for the clarity. I actually appreciate that. Okay. So let's there's also like thunder and applause was one that we said we needed. So let's find a good applause one. Short. I want it to be short though. I like it. I actually really like that one. The other one I kind of wanted was like party sound effect. Whoa. We just confused the crap out of this thing. Party favor, party popper, party balloon, college party. Been about 20 years for me, but hey, could revisit. Is anyone else trying to actually listen to what they're saying? Because I was. Oh, that's awful. That's terrible. All right. How about the wah-wah? Foghorn. That's what I was... Foghorn. This is the last one I'm going to try to find. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is going to be good. Foghorn. No, that sounds like a whale underwater. Also sounds like a whale underwater. How are these even possible? No, this is terrible. You guys, there's no foghorn. How can somebody tell me how that's a foghorn? That is not a foghorn. That's somebody on a computer trying to create a digital set. They're using digital stuff to make a foghorn. That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, that is going to be the closest we're going to get. I don't love it. I don't love it, but we're just going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Sounds like, what's up, Farmer Brad? He's here too. That's not like it did sound craziness, right? Okay. Oh yeah, can go with the confetti. Okay, here we go. All right, let's now move to the next step, which is we have to download these. So we're going to my playlist, sound effects. We are going to download all of these to a folder. MP3 files. I think that's what we want, right? Okay, let me. Oh my God, I just changed it. Crap. Hold on. Back up. Back it up. Back it up. That's what happens when you start rushing. All right, so I'm going to make a folder on my desktop. I'm going to call it sound effects. New folder. And we're going to save it in there. Foghorn. All right, now we're going to do this one. Same thing. This one. I thought I'd be able to download them all together, but I guess not. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, Nika. Nope, I am using StreamYard all the way, sister. 100% StreamYard is what I'm using. The only times I use OBS, or in your case where you would use Ecamm, right? I like StreamYard. StreamYard lets me just so easily freaking display comments and like share my screen. It's like so easy and so fast. I don't have to configure scenes or do anything crazy. And I like it. So, but the only times I use OBS is when I am wanting to customize something about the way I look. So like when I do my transparent countdown timers, that's what I'm using. Earlier, I was trying to set that up. I'm dealing with an issue right now with OBS. My camera goes haywire on me it's my Sony camera, and it's an OBS glitch right now that I'm dealing with. And I got to do more research and figure it out. But so right now we're just straight up, I'm using the Sony camera. I'm using StreamYard. That's all we are. Just gotta love StreamYard, right? Seriously. Okay. All right. So here's what we got. I downloaded those. So I do not know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. So I think that all we have to do Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is a good question. Yes, they are working on hotkeys. And once they have hotkeys developed, we will be able to use our StreamDeck with StreamYard. I do not know at the extent. I do not know to what extent we will be able to, but it is a high priority item on their development list, but it is also a very complex one. And they're trying to be really careful. As you know, StreamYard's really, really cautious about adding too many complexities, too many bells and whistles. But StreamYard Teams is the next big thing on the docket that's coming out. The other thing they're working on that I'm excited about is in the chat, like in your comments, being able to actually create a comment queue so that when you have streams, like when I stream for StreamYard, the comments go so crazy. I actually have a hard time like pulling the questions because I'm talking about a point, and by the time I'm done with my key point, like all the questions people asked are like 50 comments up and I can't find them. So they're working on a lot of cool things right now. So some good stuff, some really good stuff. But what I do, Nika, just so you know, I use this is one of the reasons I liked using OBS Virtual Camera, which you would use Ecamm Virtual Camera, is that I used the Stream Deck with OBS. So I did all the things that you want to do, but I did it in a controlled OBS, but I still streamed with StreamYard. So something to think about too. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, so let me pull something. I'm going to pull something else up here for you guys. So Wavelink, because I'm using the Elgato Wavelink application as well. And so one of the items that I can add is sound effects. So right here is a sound effects source. Now, if I'm not, I need to open up my Windows settings and figure out how to configure the sound effects to that source. So I tried that once and it didn't work, so I need to try again. Ecamm as virtual camera in StreamDeck. StreamYard, I think that's what you mean. StreamYard. Ecamm. So when you go to open up, when you have, I think Ecamm has a virtual camera. And so you turn on the virtual camera first, and then when you open up StreamYard, when you select your webcam, Ecamm virtual camera should show up as one of your sources. And when you select that, boom, it's whatever's going on in Ecamm is what shows up right here in your webcam. That's what I did before. If you go look at any of my past streams, Nika, you'll notice I start them with a transparent countdown. I do all that in OBS. All that's done in OBS, and I just use the virtual camera to push it to StreamYard. So that's how I do it. Okay, I feel like I might have to Google this hootenanny real fast, but we'll see. We'll see if we can figure this out. Okay, so let me actually. I am actually going to look at it. I'm pretty sure that it has to do with I need the sound effects, because I saw this earlier. I actually think that I can also do it in an easy way. I have to have something going with the Stream Deck. Basically what I saw was that, so here's the way this stuff works. On a PC, it's really annoying. So here are my sound preferences, and I have to configure these to my Wavelink. So if you notice Google Chrome, which is the browser, the output that is selected, okay, is the browser. I don't know why that says that. It should say default, but it's working because you guys could hear the sound effects. So that is right here. So Spotify, but I had to play Spotify for it to show up. You have to be playing the audio for it to show up, and then you get to select music. And so you configure what you want. So what has to happen is we have to get the sound effects to play with the Stream Deck first, and then soundboard. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay, we're just going to try this stuff. We're going to experiment. So the soundboard, and then we have audio. So then file. So we'll obviously pick the file. Okay. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. This has way more like customization. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. That has way more customization than I was expecting. That's actually pretty slick. Okay, sound effects. All right, let's do applause. And I'm going to change it to actually say applause because that name is showing up there is silly. So as you can see, it's going to actually configure it there. Okay. Get sound effects. Get music. What does that do? Opens up a browser, goes to the store. We don't want that. Okay, so close, please. Output. Oh my Lord. Is it going to freeze on me now? This is what, oh my God. All right, let's open that back up. We got a little crazy. I will say, I love this stuff, but sometimes it's a little buggy. I need to make that smaller so that it fits. There we go. Okay. All right, so here we go. So I am going to output. Oh, there it is, boys and girls. So we're going to select Wavelink sound effects. And when I select that, and I bet I need to play it, and then it should, okay, so let's do this. So it's still not showing up in here. So in order for me to configure it, I've got to play it. Oh. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going to be so cool. Okay, so now the Stream Deck shows up as this audio source. What we need to do is we need to configure it to Wavelink sound effects. Now, you guys should hear it. So, and here is where I can control the volume levels, okay? So let's try it. And I'm going to be watching this bar right here because this is how I know you can hear me because of these audio levels. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so freaking cool. Okay, so we're set up. So we are set up now. So I'm going to move this over. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's, oh man. Oh my goodness. All right, play audio. And we'll pick the next one on the list. How freaking cool is this, right? This is so fun. Okay, beautiful. Okay, yeah. Okay, we are getting here. Okay. Do you guys see the look on my face right now? This is why I love doing this. I love just tinkering and just figuring stuff out. This is the stuff I love to do. And I'm just excited that I get to do it and you're all hanging out with me while we do it. It's way more fun when I can talk to people. It's like, I mean, we're all sitting by ourselves all the time. Like, I feel like it, at least. You know, Doug's watching his boys play tennis. Addie's at a volleyball game, you know. So I'm here, hanging out. She's watching a volleyball game. She's in 6th grade volleyball. She's watching the 7th and 8th graders. I'm not like missing my child's volleyball game to play with sound effects, just so you know, before y'all start judging me. All right, let's go with the foghorn. We're going to change this name because if you see this right here, that's literally what shows up on my button. So I want it to say foghorn. I'm going to have, by the way, I'm going to need a custom sound effect from Nika Stewart. I don't know what it needs to be, Nika, but we need to have it. Look at this though, like play, stop, fade. What? Fade in, fade out, like volume. Oh my gosh. Look how look how custom you guys we can get here. Okay, hold on. I need to make sure. Okay, that one. Yeah, okay, so it looks like for each one, I need to make sure. Actually, I feel like, let's test it. Default. I wonder if that's going to work. Where's my wavelength audio levels? Okay, here we go. Let's test it. I don't hear anything. I don't hear squat in my ears. So that tells me, oh, wow, it gave me a countdown? Did it really? Maybe. All right, so we need to make sure that says sound effects. Here we go. Let's do it again. It's going to work this time. Cosman says, I'm going to try the basil leaf in my drinks. I mean, if you got anything out of this today, right? At least you got a new idea for your cocktail. It's really good. I love fresh herbs, and I love fresh herbs in cocktails. Okay, chalk ching sound for your Buy Me a Taco notification. So here's what's interesting. So Robin, once I get my OBS fixed again, you can configure the Buy Me a Coffee to OBS, and it actually will ching. It will come up as long as you have the right setting. It will actually be right here. It'll play there. It plays its own sound effect. So it's actually configured through OBS. But you're right. If I didn't do that and I got if I wasn't using OBS or something and I had, I had it set up. What am I trying to say? Oh, if I didn't have it set up that way and I was like, oh, I gotta buy me a coffee and it showed up on my phone, then you're right. I could hit a button and be like, thank you so much for buying me a coffee. Whatever. Actually buy me a taco. Correct. I think it should be more like a little party, like a little mariachi band or something kind of party because it is buying tacos. All right. So I wonder what the stop audio does. I have no idea. Okay. We're going to add. What were the other ones we had? I almost forget now. I wish it would save my gong. Yep, the gong was a good one. That was Robin's first idea. So we have gong. We're going to set this to sound effects. How long was the gong one? Did we like the way this one sounded? Okay, let's try this. Let's try fading out. Ooh, 2 seconds. Let's do 4 seconds. Let's try it again now with this fade out. Oh, it actually counts down. So now it's going to fade out. That's a long gong, which is why I was thinking that might be a good one for the fade out. So what's really interesting, I could use this for songs too. I could use this for like whatever I want. My mind is going do 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 do. Okay, I want to try that. Play audio. Oh man, this actually might make my podcast recordings actually way more fun. So let's select a file, desktop. There we go. This is actually the intro music to my podcast right here. So if oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay. All right. I just had a new idea. Again, the StreamDeck is a little box that you put on your desk and it can do so many things. Now, with the Wavelink app, okay, I can actually have this open. I can also configure the audio controls, by the way, onto my StreamDeck so I'm not using my mouse on my computer. I can actually configure those on. I can literally do all of this on the StreamDeck just like you can on a Rodecaster Pro, which is kind of mind-blowing to think about. Okay, let me do this so you guys can see what I'm about to do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start my podcast music. I'm going to do, basically, if you've ever listened to my podcast, then you will recognize what you're about to hear. Hey there, you're listening to the DIY Marketing School podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Diane Howe, and today we're going to talk about how freaking awesome the Elgato StreamDeck is and how you can use it for your podcast. Let's go. Oh, my friends, this is going to be a fantastic episode. Okay, do you see what I just did there? I faded the music up and down. I have to do all that like post-production. I do the thing, I record the different tracks, I add the little music, I have to create the little, like shrink it down, shrink it back up. I do all that in Audacity, but I could actually do all of that while oh my gosh. You guys, this is a freaking game changer. This is a game changer. This is amazing. Holy crap. So super stoked about this. This is so fun. Nika says you're amazing. Nika, you have the StreamDeck and you do so many crazy cool things. Like, have you ever used the audio stuff with it? Like, have you ever used the audio features with it all? Do you guys see this over here? Roblox Studio. This is my child's stuff, right? But have you done that, Nika? Have you ever used the StreamDeck I had no idea. Well, okay. Here is the kicker. This right here. Whoop. That right there is the kicker. I don't know why that happened. Literally, that's what is different about this, is that I am using this Wavelink app, which is a piece of software made by Elgato. But you could use, from what I understand, if you use, Voicemeeter or Loopback on a Mac, that this is essentially similar but different to that. I would guess that the StreamDeck would configure to those as well. But this is going to make my production of my podcast like so much better, so much easier, so much faster. Like, holy crap. It's so cool. Yeah, seriously. Less post-editing, more cocktails. That's a good way to put it. It's a good way to look at it. Never use the soundboard. Yeah, so the only reason I actually knew this existed was because when I was looking at the Elgato stuff, when I was looking to reinstall the software, I noticed that when you literally go to install the software, they go through these little things. And one of the items, it said sound effects, and it was configured to the StreamDeck. And I thought, oh, I didn't even realize you could do that. And I mentioned this to my buddy James Hicks, and he was like, yeah, you can do that, right? I'll have to watch it again. One of my dogs just walked into the office and wanted me to pet him. Aw. Well, I'll show you again. Wait, which part are you wanting to see? Because basically, John, where we are right now is that we have the StreamDeck now configured to, I wish I could change that. We now have the StreamDeck configured to the Wavelink. Okay, so what happens is when you go to Soundboard, right, you can add an audio file, right? And so then you go select the audio file, which we have our sound effects, and that's what we did. So I added the sound effects. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish adding those, right? So this was the trombone, We don't want the trumpet. Do we want the trombone? We want the sad trumpet. So we have the trumpet. So I'm actually going to call this sad trumpet. And then I have to configure the output. And the output is wavelength sound effects, which is this. Now I'm going to turn it back up because I turned it down. And now that button is there, if I hit it, there you go, my friend. And I mean, come on. So there's that. Now here's the other thing that I was just showing them was that because I have this Wavelink app, this trumpet, this on travel song right here, that's the intro to my podcast. And so I literally did a demo. I said, if any of you have listened to my podcast before, you've heard this. And so I hit the button. Hey there, you're listening to the DIY Marketing School podcast, blah, 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 intro, fade music back up. Fade music down. And all right, let's get into today's topic. Now I don't have to do that post-production. I can do all that as I actually record the episode right here with using the fader and, of course, just hitting these buttons. The reason why the buttons come into play and why I think it's important is because the mouse clicking, when you're clicking mouses and different things in different apps and you're turning things, it's a pain in the butt. But to have all these buttons right here is a game changer. Super, 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 super excited about that. John says, I need a Wavelink mic now. You guys, I thought it was semi-genius that Elgato came out with this software that I'm using. And they came out with this, and in order to use it, you have to have a Wave 1 or a Wave 3 microphone. It's kind of genius, but also kind of frustrating. The fact that this software will work with other microphones. In fact, right here, I have my Shure microphone set up right here. It will work. You could plug in another USB microphone and it would work. You can't download the software unless you have a Wave 1 or Wave 3 microphone. Here's why that is a smart business model. The hardware has a particular profit margin, right? Software has a different profit margin. They want people to buy the hardware. So this is their way of incentivizing you to buy the hardware. This is why I actually bought this microphone. It's exactly why I bought this microphone. But here's the thing that's crazy. This is an amazing microphone. It's incredible. I'm blown away by the quality of this microphone. But I do think it would be cool, I think people would pay for it, is if they sold the software as an isolated piece of software for like, I don't know, a subscription, maybe $9 a month, $50 a year. I don't care. I would pay for it. If I had a $300, $400 microphone and I didn't want to buy an audio mixer and I just wanted to use software, but I didn't want to use the loopback or the other one, I would pay for it. If I had a StreamDeck and I wanted to be able to do everything I'm showing you, I would totally pay for it. So in my opinion, I kind of think that personally, I think that it would be like, I think people will pay for the software, but I think the problem that we're going to run into is that I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to say, okay, I'm going to buy the mic even though I already have one. And they're just, you know what I mean? I think it'd be nice if they could have an offer for people who don't have a Wave 1 or Wave 3. I was looking out the window and I got blinded by... Okay. All right, hold on. I got to see the screen. Okay, yeah, Nika, seriously, let me know how that works out for you. I would love to chat with you about that. She says, I'm going to have to go live to practice all this using Ecamm as a virtual camera on StreamYard. Yeah, but FYI, just so you know, I'm not doing that today. I am literally not doing that. OBS is not being used. I'm not using any virtual camera. I am straight up all StreamYard right now, 100% StreamYard. My audio that's feeding into the stream is coming from the Wavelink app, which is this right here, which is why I'm able to have multiple audio sources pushing out to you guys. If I were just using a mic input in, then I wouldn't have all these things. This is the only thing that's kind of extra fancy is this right here. So that's what we got going on. Great point. There is a scam out there that there's a StreamDeck being marketed for $100. It's 100% a scam. It's bad. It's really bad. Let's see. I tried to input sound effect on my StreamDeck and people couldn't hear the sound effects when I played them. I'll have to try again. Okay, so John, here's probably what's happening. Oops. This is probably where you need to make the setting change, is right here. I wish I could make this bigger, but it's as big as I can get. The output, you need to make sure. So depending on however you're pushing out audio, that's what needs to be set up and configured. So all of my audio that's coming through to StreamYard, pushing out to you guys, is coming through here. So when I go to StreamYard, I select Wavelength Stream, which is my microphone. That's this, everything inside of here that's on, meaning not muted and volume is up, that's what's going to push out. So including music. So if I play my Spotify, right? Or I can turn it down. I can use these faders, right? I can also just be up and straight up hit mute and be done. Like you can't hear it. I can push it back on. Now, when I hit mute, I can still hear it because my headphones are still coming through here, but I can mute that too. And as you can see right here, this tells me what I can hear. This tells me what you hear. That's why I like this app, because a lot of times I will look at this and be like, uh-oh, there's no bars. Something's wrong. Oh, I'm muted because nothing's bouncing here. So that's one of the things I love about this app, right? Okay, so, oops, I must have moved that. That's what you need in order, but the output from your StreamDeck down here, however you're routing the audio to your stream, whether it be through StreamYard or whatever, that output, that audio that's going into your stream needs to be synced with whatever, the output here needs to be synced with that. So I'm using Wavelength sound effects, which I have in here and on. Hold on, let me turn this off because those bars are definitely distracting me. I don't have an output option when I go to that button. That is really interesting. Ooh, Cosmin, let's try that in a second. I don't have an output button when I go to that option. I wonder if that has to do with the fact that the StreamDeck software knows I have the Elgato software. Well, what shows up here? I mean, yeah, so my regular speakers show up. So listen, watch. Oh, well, that's not going to work because... Okay, so that should show up. That's odd. I wonder if it's the way you set it up. Maybe just try maybe like literally try it again, like delete it and try it again. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Are you on a Mac? It could be if you're on a Mac, you're not on a Mac though. No, you are on a Mac. You are on a Mac. I can't help you there, brother. Mac people. No, you're good. I just don't know how to help you. Okay. I'm totally blown away by all this. But Cosmin has a really cool thing. Let's try this. I'm going to try this, and then I'm going to have to probably sign off. So, people, Andy, you're still here? Andy, did you see that what I just did with all that audio fading and fading out? Like, holy crap. Andy's a podcast. He has a podcast he produces. Okay, so, I'm sorry. That's the sound effect we need for cocktails, not the explosion. By the way, did we add all of our things? Hold on, let me, I think there's one more to add, and it was the trombone. Let me do that real fast. Oops, desktop, sound effects, trombone. I forget what it sounded like now. Trombone, and then output, sound effects, and then let's listen. Uh-oh, why don't I hear it? Oh. Okay, let's try it again. I mean, that's like what would you call that? How would you retitle that? How would you retitle that sound effect? Because trombone is not going to cut it. Like, is that like danger? Is that like bad news? I'm going to call it bad news. Bad news. Now, one thing about the StreamDeck, I'll tell you, see how that's like that? If we go over here, we can actually, you can set it so it's centered, and then, oh, I thought that it would, ooh, I forgot. Okay, so we can do this. Enter, and then enter. Oops. Let me do this. This is definitely something they need to improve. All right, there we go. So now I can actually read it on the icon. Womp womp. Yeah. Okay, we were looking for womp. We were looking for wah wah, and that was the best we could do. So I like it. Okay, that sounded more like the foghorn. I agree. Here's the foghorn. I hate it. I kind of hate it. Here's the bad news trombone. The foghorn sound that I want is more like wah. Like, I used to have a really good friend when we were younger. Like when I say younger, like in our 20s. Not like when we were kids. Still younger. God, I'm 40. I'll be 41 in October. But like that we used to do that. Like if somebody did something silly or somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." Wah. We would always do that to each other. So that's kind of why I want it. The Titanic horn. I know, right? Like seriously. Things like serious. Okay, let's try it. Cosmin wants to know. He said, you can fade the sound from your StreamDeck? Question mark. Yeah, so here, look at this. So first of all, we can also adjust the volume. So if I turn that down, right, and now I play bad news trombone, it's going to be quieter. So that's pretty cool. You can definitely configure the sound. I don't know where it was default-wise, but I thought that was kind of interesting. This right here, I don't know what any of that is. Loop and stuff. Oh, okay, so action. All right, I know you guys can probably barely see this. I wish I could make this larger as far as the font size, but I can't. So this setting right here says action. And what action is it's the action of the button. And if you see the slash, the first is what when you first hit the button, what does it do? And then when you hit it again, what does it do? So if I play applause, but then I hit applause again, meaning the button, then it actually will play and stop. So if I play it, and then I hit it again, it stops it. So that's what that means. So if we say loop and stop, then that means if I hit the button, it's going to play it, and it's going to play it on loop, and then it's not going to stop until I hit the button again. So like this. Oh, hold on. I have to actually change the setting. It's getting ready to loop again. And then I hit the button and it stops. You guys, what you can't see is that on the StreamDeck, when I hit the button, it has a countdown timer. It tells me how much time is left on the actual stuff. Like, again, are you kidding me? This is so freaking cool. The gong. I can stop it. Oh, the gong did not stop. What is it set? Should have stopped. Oh, it did, but it fades. You guys, the fade. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's do this one. On travel. We want a fade. We want to fade out, and we want to fade out 5 seconds. Okay? Hold on. Gotta check the phone. Oh. 7th grade or 8th grade? My daughter's texting me score updates. Okay, so listen. Okay. Everybody pay attention here. This is what's super cool. Okay. This is so slick, you guys. All right. But can you set a button to fade by 50%? I doubt it. It looks like Cosmin, all we can do is fade the duration. But listen, here's what's key. This is a 45-second track. And if I have it set to play and stop, right? What is overlap? I would love to know what that is. We're going to try that. Play and stop. So what happens is when I hit the button, when I hit it, it starts the song. But then when I hit it again, it will then start the 5-second fade. So like this. Okay, I'm going to hit it now. Five-second fade. That felt like a lifetime. Let's do a 2-second fade. Okay. Oh, I'm loving that. Like, come on. That is awesome. That's so good, you guys. That's so good. Okay. Super slick. But back to Cosmin's question. Cosmin, am I saying your first name correctly? I hope I am. Is it Cosmin, or it's probably something that sounds a lot more beautiful than that? Like like Kussman or something. So can you set a button to fade the sound by 50%? It does not look like I can set that. The only thing we can do here is we can adjust that fade right here. So it would be slick if you did have like, I mean, maybe there's a way. I'm not saying there's not a way. It's just in this particular configuration, it does not look like there is a way. So, but this is super fun. Let's figure out what this overlap does. I have no clue. I bet what okay. I think I know what this does. I'm going to guess. I'm just making a guess. Wowzers. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. What just happened? Like, I have no idea what just happened. Content says, wow. Okay, I thought remix. Okay, I know. I think that, okay. You guys, I had a freak out moment because I was like, how do I get it to stop? I had to like change it. Okay. Does anyone have any ideas about what that, so I know Andy's saying remix. Like, I think what? Like, what's happening? Like, what is happening? Okay. Okay, I want to do it again. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to do overlap. But like, how would you turn it off? I don't want no fade. Let's try that. Okay, hold on. How would you stop the music? Oh my God. Stop. Here's hey. Do you see this button? Stop all soundboard playback. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm okay. I'm getting somewhere here. I'm starting to feel this. Nika, what are you saying about me drinking? The more Mel drink empties from the cup, the more the fun grows. What? Are you drinking? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. You guys, this is nothing. There's like one shot in here, and I'm sad to say that's like nothing for me. Like, right? Okay, loop feedback. Okay. All right, so here's the thing. So let's try this again. Oh, it's because I didn't change it. Okay, on travel, overlap. I'm going to push it again. Oh my God. And then stop all. I think that's from the basil leaf. Whatever. You guys are giving me a tease now. Sounds like a loop feedback. Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened. So when I hit the on travel button, and then when I hit it again, it started the song again. But I also can overlap sound effects. But okay, let's try 2 shorter sound effects and see what happens there. So let's go to applause. We have overlap, and then let's go to the trombone, and let's do the same thing. The thing that I was curious about is, does it stop on its own? Okay, so they both stopped. So so both of those were set to overlap. So let me try. Oh, but why is the second prompt overlap? Hold on. Okay, yeah, totally was wrong. You can play 2 sounds at the same time no matter what. But the overlap... Pew, pew, pew! Yeah, that's actually a good one. I like that. Okay, hold on. Okay, that was fun. So here's what I did. So on the applause, I hit it, and then I hit it, and I hit it, and I hit it, and it was. He's right. It's basically okay. So here's what's doing. I have to use my hands for this one. It's playing the audio track, and then when you hit the button again, it starts the audio track on top of this one, and then if you hit it again, and the first one's not done yet, you'll have all three playing at the same time. So that's what it's doing. So it's still going to end the actual audio file and not restart. It just is allowing you to play the same audio track on top of itself. That's what it's doing. That's exactly what it's doing. So the applause would make sense. None of these others would make any sense unless you wanted multiple gongs. Oh, I don't have that one set that way. Watch. Okay, so we're going to change that to the same way. Here we go. It has 10 more seconds. So, okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, Andy, the next Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern time, subscribe, Andy. You'll get notified all the time. I like to just sometimes randomly go live like this. Thank you for being here. Super fun. Super fun. Appreciate it. Enjoy your dinner. Okay, so that is awesome. So again, this is the value of tinkering. This is what happens when you just tinker with crap. Like, this is fun. I'm so excited about these new things I just learned. So, but it is 6 o'clock. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I need to start getting ready and start making dinner. So yeah, it's time to get going and make some things happen. So this was fun. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We did not get the OBS thing resolved. We are going to continue working on that for sure. So we're not going to end that journey at all. The OBS thing is frustrating. It's one of those things where it's like, dang it, I got to get that fixed. So, but I do think that it's going to require a little more research. I'm going to rely on my good friend James Hicks to help me out. It's 1 a.m. in Romania. Oh my goodness. Oh, Cosmin. You need to go to bed, my friend. It's time to go to bed. It's 6 p.m. here, so it just turned 6 p.m. So thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you're like laying in bed, like on your phone, like listening and just let's occupy your time, right? Yeah, everybody's like, gotta go. Seriously, I gotta go too. Yeah, exactly. Love the multitasking. That's the whole point of this. So y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was fun. I definitely enjoy sometimes just jumping on live and just getting to just try new things and explore, but also you guys being here and hanging out with me. And I also love like when people like Cosmin and Andy and others, they chime in and they help. Like, it's so great. I'm self-taught. Everything I've done is self-taught through research, but it takes time, right? So it is always fun when you have somebody who can just be like, no, you need to do this. So appreciate that so much. And everybody, as always, thank you again for watching. I am always live on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. I'm also live over on the StreamYard channel. So make sure you subscribe to the StreamYard channel too. We're live. I'm live there every Wednesday for the Ask StreamYard show. But definitely have a lot of fun things coming this fall and this winter. So definitely, if you're not already subscribed to me over on YouTube, make sure you do that because I think it's going to be a fun adventure here coming up. So, all right, everybody, until Tuesday or maybe another random stream before then. We'll see. I'll see you guys later. Bye.